It's Drew here.
And Christy. Today we're reviewing
Crossing the Finish Line, Completing College at America's Public Universities.
Bowen, Chingles, and McPherson's results confirm a persistent theme and unfortunate reality that we've seen in our class readings, which is the fact that higher education was not made for everyone. The premise of this text is that there are disparities in higher education outcomes related to race, ethnicity, SES, and gender.
Sounds like a pretty amazing book, right? In class, we've been reading a lot of anecdotal evidence that illustrates unequal opportunity and outcomes within higher ed. This has been extremely powerful. However, Crossing the Finish Line provides statistical findings that give weight and support to these experiences, which is crucial to really understand what's going on.
The authors argue that the complexity of our current scholarship and aid process creates barriers for students. We would agree.
In fact, we don't have time to show you all the graphs right now, but basically the authors prove that sitting down to apply for financial aid as a minority student is kind of like what this obviously lost cowboy is experiencing. They suggest that academic leaders should have discretionary funds on the basis to help minority students fund their education in times of an emergency. Even though we have doubts about whether or not this would happen, we still thought it was a compelling suggestion and a refreshing altruistic approach to solving a really important issue.
The authors limit their study to only include students under the age of 24, as if our college students are only of traditional age.
Warning. If you aren't a statistician, you might find yourself feeling like this. Or this. Let's just say if you don't like graphs, this book may not be for you. And one last thing, Crossing the Finish Line denies the complexity within the human element of the higher ed experience. Students aren't just dots on graphs, they're real people, and they're here to learn. And eat pizza, of course. All joking aside, Crossing the Finish Line is a book full of material that is useful and easily applicable to the field of higher ed. The authors take a novel approach of compiling data to prioritize specific issues, including things like undermatching, the complex financial aid packages, and especially persistence and completion. These findings should absolutely inform education policies and practices. We suggest you all take a look at it if you're serious about solving these difficult issues.
Well, that's a wrap.
Blog you later!